Here's a look at a recap of the markets on this Tuesday, the 25th day of November. Started to see some significant trade develop in feedlot country, mostly in the north today. 22,437 head. Very likely we'll get most of the trade done later today or tomorrow, as most guys will try to get out of the office and get business done prior to the holiday. That trade in the north today sharply lower than last week. Still nothing in Texas or Kansas. Iowa turned in 5,549 head. Live sales at 208 to 209. That's $7 to $10 lower than last week. Dress sales 328 to mostly 330, 12 to 17 lower. In Nebraska, they turned in 15,219 head. Live sales 208 to 210, which would be $8 to $9 lower. Dress sales 225 to mostly 230. That'd be about $15 lower than last week. Box beef cutout values were mixed today, but very limited movement on those values. Volume, however, very significant today. 215 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The choice closed at $370.09, down 40 cents. Select at $355.93, up 42 cents. That makes the choice select spread $14.16. A few stick-out sales from around the auction barns today, albeit those prices significantly lower as well. Unionville Livestock Auction, they turned in 55 head of 464-pound steers at $418. A load of 661-pound steers at $350. Another load of 766-pound steers at Unionville, $336.50. Green City Livestock Auction, a load of 810-pound steers brought $331.50. A load of 906-pound steers at $317.50. On the heifer side today, Lolly Brothers Livestock Market had 86 head of 602-pound heifers tagged as fancy, $362.10. A load of 667-pound heifers at $346. Green City had 100 head of 712-pound heifers that sold at $327.50. 80 head of 717-pound heifers at Lolly Brothers brought $333. Taking a look at the closing futures markets today on the Mercantile Exchange, December live cattle 20 cents lower at 207 even. February 207.32 down 20. April 208.57 up 67. Feeder cattle, the January up $2 and a dime at 307.07. March $300.87 up 307. April 299.40, that's up 330. The CME Cash Feeder Cattle Index, based on an 800-pound steer up through the 12-state feeding region, down $4.41 at 331.97. Turning our attention to the grain markets at the elevators around the state on Tuesday, corn steady to 2 higher, beans were mixed 2 lower to a penny higher, wheat 5 to 31 higher. Corn bids at the elevators in St. Louis, 439 to 442, Kansas City at 423. Soybean bids, St. Louis, 1131 to 1137. Kansas City, 1059 to 1099. Wheat bids in St. Louis, 527 to 547. Kansas City at 502. On the Board of Trade today, December corn down 1/4 cent, 423.5. March up 1.5, 438.25. May up 2.5 at 446.75. January beans up 1.5 at 11.24 3/4. March 11.34 3/4 up 2 3/4, and May 11.45 up 3. Wheat for December 527.25 up a nickel. March 539.25 up 4.5. May at 547.5 up 4 1/4. Soybean meal for December up $2.80 a ton at $3.17 even. Soybean oil for December 50, 30, 100 weight up 12 cents. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Tuesday. This is Tony Hancock.